So, we're finally leaving New York. That feels nice. By the way, I really want to thank you for coming with me. I know you're not really the adventurous type, and leaving your house has always been quite difficult, sometimes even impossible for you. So, thank you very much. Oh, come on. I did leave you the choice. I asked you if you wanted to come with me. And you said yes. Plus, look at this airship. The last model from my family's company. It's the best of the best. And we are traveling first class as well. These are the pros of being part of the La Fontaine family. Why did I ask you to come with me? Well, that's simple enough. First of all, you've worked with me on the prototype we are going to show at the Exposition Universelle, the World's Fair in Paris. You've always been of great help to me. You are extremely knowledgeable on anything related to automatons. And I do feel more comfortable when you are around. I will have to make a speech at the World Fair, and doing this alone, I'm not sure I could have ever done it. So this is why I wanted you to come with me, because when I know that you are close by, I feel less stressed and anxious, and I feel like I can move mountains. Should I add a little bit more to the list? Thank you. You're sparing me the embarrassment of saying too much. Oh, would you like a drink to celebrate our departure? All right. Do you have anything in mind? Oh, let me choose. Well, let's see. If I recall correctly, you do enjoy red wine over white. And I think, yes. Excusez-moi. Oui, on va vous prendre 2 verres de Châteauneuf-du-Pape. Merci. I do remember your favorite wine, of course. I mean, we've been working together for ages now. It seems like it. Thank God I do know you a little bit. The trip. Well, according to the schedule, we will be flying to Paris for approximately a week. It always depends. Sometimes it's longer, sometimes we even go faster. Depends on the weather and other circumstances. But usually it's around a week. Oh no, there's loads to do on this airship. There's a library, a very big one, and rest assured that I am the one that designed it. So you will find the best books there are there. So there's that. There's this very exquisite bar. There's a restaurant. Actually, there are 2 restaurants. There's a ballroom, but we can skip that. And there's the observation deck. We can go there afterwards if you want. It's like a big glass dome where you can see the sky and feel like you're flying yourself, which is pretty neat. It is pretty much a hotel in the sky, yes. This is what the airship was designed for. Oh, that's an interesting question. Why did I choose to work on something completely different from my family's business? Well, it's one thing to build airships, cars, trains, luxury ones at that. It's another to dip your toe in the automaton industry. And this is why I've recruited you, actually, because you are the best of the best when it comes to engineering automatons. You've worked for the best companies there are in the field, and not only you graduated top of your class, of your school, you also graduated top of the whole country, which is extremely impressive. When I read that in the newspapers, I knew I had to have you on my team, I mean. Oh, here are our drinks. Merci. So, should we drink to our first journey together? I mean, second, if you count the years of building out prototype. To us and this trip, then. Cheers. To go back on the topic of why I've chosen to derail from my family's core business, I wanted, and I still want, to make a difference. My family did, with being the top at creating innovative and high-performance means of transportation. They essentially connected the world together. And it is already quite something extremely important. Without them, it would take us months to go to Europe, for example. Traveling would be extremely dangerous. So, thanks to my family, the La Fontaine, the world is even more connected than ever before, and safer as well. But I have bigger dreams. I have a bigger ambition for a family name, for me. As long as I can remember, I've always been surrounded by automatons. Every animal I've ever had was one. Cat, dog, bird, you name it. My parents never wanted to have the real thing because it wasn't luxurious enough. And then it was the housemaids, the gardener, the driver even. But even though they were all extremely beautiful, all covered in copper, gold and silver, even though they were all top of their generation, the last model, brand new, they lack something. They lack consciousness, they lack soul. I know they are machines, but they would only follow a pre-written script. They would never derail from it. They would never try to find a new way to do something or to come up with a solution if the problem they were faced with wasn't written in the core. So with time I started to read things about them, about automatons, how they're built, how they are programmed. And I discovered that they were pretty much framed from the get-go. They weren't given any freedom, any liberty of thought, because they didn't have the technology for it, first of all, but also because their manufacturers wanted them to stay what they are, a tool, an automaton, a machine to serve people. But I wanted something more. I wanted for my dog to live its own life outside of my gaze. I wanted for the housemaid to be able to cook me something when I needed it, not when I asked her for it. I wanted the gardener to come up with new ideas for the garden, for plants to grow, for trees to cut. I guess I wanted to be surrounded by real things, living things. But at the same time, I was taught that others were always a danger. It took me a while, a long time to figure out whom you can trust and whom you should be wary of. This is actually why it took me so long to trust you, actually. So I should probably apologize for that. I wasn't the nicest person when we first met. But because I needed you so much, your expertise, your knowledge, that I really braced myself, and I managed to break this bad cycle I was taught. And then with time, I discovered the joy of friendship, of being close to someone and to care for someone. But still, this ambition, this dream of creating something more than just a machine, to come up with an automaton that would resemble us on the inside, that would be able to have a consciousness, to decide for itself, to take action. This was still ingrained deep inside my brain. And so after working for a few years with my family on means of transportation, which was actually quite boring, but I got to design the library of this airship. So that's something good, I guess. After that, after proving myself to them, I asked them to trust me and to give me enough funds and time to build something new, something that would give even more credit, even more renown to our name. And because I know this is essentially what they're all living for, my parents, my siblings, for their name, for it to become the thing everybody around the world knows about. They agreed and gave me time and money to create the prototype we worked on. I know I never really told you that, but it has always been a really, really personal subject, something that I wasn't really eager to share. But now that we've made it, now that we are about to show the world our automaton, our child, essentially, I think I owe you to be 100% honest with you. I'm not looking for sympathy or anything. I just want you to understand how important this project is to me, and that it comes from deep down, that it's something that I've been thinking of from my childhood, essentially. And I guess I also want you to understand that you being part of it makes you even more important to me. I couldn't have done it without you, of course, because of your knowledge and expertise, but it's something more. I felt, and I do feel, comfortable enough with you to make my lifelong dream come true. It's not nothing. I'm so bad. I'm trying to describe my feelings. I'm sorry. But I think that this journey is also really important to you, not only because of the automaton itself. I mean, people will see what you're capable of, but also because of its energy source. We essentially figure out perpetual movement. This could change the face of the Earth entirely. We wouldn't have to rely on coal, fuel, steam power. We could just use perpetual movement to power any machine there are. I'm sure we'll win something, a prize, or at least we will be huge in the engineering and even maybe the science world. This is the trip of a lifetime, and I couldn't have chosen a better person than to share it with than you, actually. So, all that to thank you again for embarking with me on this humongous journey, and not only on this airship, but also building the prototype with me. So, a huge thank you to you. I could have never done that without you. I know it's not me to become so sentimental, but I do feel that we are going towards something huge, something that will change our lives and the lives of the entire planet. So, yeah, I'm taking it all in right now. I guess I was maybe too focused when we were working on our automaton. It's weird. I do feel really anxious and stressed, but at the same time I feel so euphoric and happy. And again, sharing all this with you. It's even more than the dream I had ages ago. So, Thank you, and I hope that our conference will be extraordinary and that we'll be able to enjoy Paris as well. The city of culture, but also romance. So, should we raise our glasses again to only us this time? Cheers.